What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to make a video about my sketch art process and sort of what I do to get to making a final piece. So yeah, I'm going to take you through those steps today that I like to do. Um, Basically what I'm going to do first is I'm going to draw 3 examples on small pieces of paper using pen and only pen because I find that allows my imagination to work better. Once I do that, I'm going to choose one of them that I like the most, and I'm going to make a final sketch on my sketchbook here. And I'm going to just show you that process, what that looks like, and how I kind of define the things that I like in an art piece. But yeah, let's get started. Start with one of these sheets. When I'm coming up with an idea, I like to start with pen and not do pencil because it forces you to put down what you put down, and there's no going back. And something about that gets your brain going in a good way where you can be more careless, but careless in a good way. You can be more free with your imagination and more instant with your ideas. At least for me, I try to make things perfect, and using a pen stops me from trying to fix things when it doesn't need to be fixed. First, I got to come up with some kind of an idea, so I'll think of something right now. I'm thinking of like a circle head guy. I don't really know what I mean by that, but I'm gonna just go for it, not really think about it. You'll notice that I'm very careless about what I'm drawing because perfection is not important right now. Right now I'm just trying to get my ideas down. What my brain is thinking, I'm starting to imagine the character that is on the paper or that's gonna be on the paper. And one thing I'm thinking right now is like some closed eyes. So I'll just kind of go for it, just get it down. But you'll see that I don't really have like a process of what goes first. Usually it's the face or the character that I'm thinking of. It doesn't really matter. You just kind of want to have a thought of something and you want to just go for it. One thing that also happens a lot when I'm doing this sketch, I like overlapping lines, and since I can't erase it, I'll just draw over it and replace the lines with something else. I'll probably end up doing that here in a second. You'll see what I mean. But that's fine. That's what's so cool about consciously breaking up your sketches into these steps, because like with this step that I've created, I'm not worried about anything. I'm not worried about any perfection. I'm just trying to come up with an idea. You know what I mean? There's my guy right there. He's a little wonky, a little uneven, but that's okay. It's really just the idea that matters here, not the actual drawing. And I'm imagining like some like canyons for some reason. I don't really know how I'm gonna draw that, but I kind of want to try and just see. And maybe like a cactus. Here's an example of me overlapping the lines. Does not matter what I drew first. I can't do anything about it. So you just gotta go for it. You just gotta start drawing the stuff in there, even though all that stuff's in the background. Something about getting an idea down quick is just a lot more effective, I think, at making an interesting piece of artwork. And if you're someone who likes to make meaningful pieces, I think you can try to plan things out better with more depth and story. But the way I like to do art, I think that the story I'm portraying in these images is unknown. It's a mystery, and I find that really fun. A story that's never been told, a story that you don't know, that I don't even know. It's very fun for me to draw stuff like that. There's the sketch. I think that is done for now. That was really quick. I have like a little sketch here because of this tiny paper. I'm telling you, if I drew this on a full sketchbook, it would have taken me way longer. I would have been worried about perfection. Even with using a pen, I would have been so worried about whatever. But yeah, there's my first one, and we're gonna go on to the next one. I'm thinking of like some cats on a tree right now, so I'm gonna just draw it. Let's do it. I'm not saying that drawing things quickly will always work out the best for you. Sometimes the art that I make in these little sketches does not turn out good, or a lot of the times it doesn't. But I think that it has been way more effective whenever I draw quickly, whenever I sketch out my ideas quickly. I've had a lot more success. Personally, I think I have, like based off how much I like the art that I've been making. And so I think that, that's a real thing. I think that drawing quickly and letting your thoughts be free immediately the moment you have them is really, really a real thing that can help your art and your ability to make art grow. I think it's more true to yourself whenever you let your ideas live. Um, it's more true to yourself whenever you give your initial ideas a chance. If you keep rebuilding and rebuilding your ideas before you even start the piece, is that even really you? Is that even really your idea? Is that even really what you want to make? What you would make? What you actually would make? Or are you allowing outside things change the way your art would end up? That can be a good thing, but I think it is cooler and more effective as an artist being authentic. And I think that being quick and letting your ideas free is very authentic. Then I'll do my next layer of trees. We're gonna just put one right here. I'm not gonna do too much detail here, and then I'm gonna fill in the background like all the way dark. Using my #1 pen, it's like a marker basically, because it's the widest one I have, and honestly the less detail I'm allowed to make, the better. I think it just works out better. There's my second sketch right there. We got some cats hanging out in the forest. Pretty cool. Pretty cool to see that come together. But you see how quickly I hopped into that and just started, developing the idea. That's what's powerful. That's how you get a cool idea to come out of your brain. But yeah, now we got one more to do. Thinking like a business cat at his desk. All right, so now we have our 3 sketches here. I think they're all pretty interesting. I think I'm gonna go with the cats in the woods. This one turned out pretty cool. So yeah, once you get your ideas down and you sketch on these little pieces of paper, if you want to do it this way, this is how I do it, Now you get to refine them. And so usually you wouldn't do 3 and choose one of them, but you'll do one and you'll say, oh, I like it. So I like this one. I'm gonna bring over my big sketchbook here. I'm try to make a refined sketch of it. Try to get some things down a little bit better that we may want to change. So yeah, I still like to use a box, and so I'll usually just kind of mark out a nice box. Right, there's our nice box. I'm gonna go down to a smaller pen size so I can get some more details going. We're still not making a final piece here. We're just trying to make things the way we really want them to be. And this part can also kind of mess things up sometimes if you're trying to be too detailed or you're changing too many things. Sometimes you just gotta you gotta like the idea that you created and stick with it, because then you'll start kind of messing yourself up a little bit. Now that I do know what I'm trying to make, I know that I can save the cats for last because they'll just get in the way right now while I'm trying to figure out where everything else is. This is a pretty lengthy process, but it's worth it. It'll help you kind of discover what you want to draw and how you want to draw things. This practice, huge part of becoming better as an artist, is this constant use of your imagination and constant drawing. Sometimes it doesn't really matter what you're drawing, but it's good to set up things like these stages, because if you set up these stages, you will increase the amount you draw just by adding these stages. If you say like, hey, this is what I do, your normal way of making art will entail a lot more drawing than usual. And so I think that the more you draw effectively, the better you will become. Happy with that. Now I'm gonna add these cats in. I'm thinking honestly, I want to use the same marker I was using for the first sketch, because they're just not really detailed. I mean, they're just sort of full black. All right, so there's my final sketch right there. I think it turned out pretty good. Pretty happy about it. Sorry about the camera readjusting there. But yeah, so we took this sketch right here, refined it a little bit here in this final sketch. And then the next step I would do is, make the final piece. But today I just wanted to show the process that I go through. And yeah, I mean, what's cool about me doing these other sketches is I still have them. So who knows, maybe I'll turn them into real pieces one day. But yeah, I just wanted to show you all the process. And you guys should try it too. You should try my process out. See if it helps you kind of figure out what you want to do and refine your creativity. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. I appreciate y'all stopping by, and I will see y'all later. Goodbye.